Well, that's a cool cloud. Hey guys, what is going on? I hope everybody is having a great day today. I know that I am. It is a few days until the drift event. It is this Saturday. I'm filming this on like Tuesday or Wednesday or something. Couple little things to get done on the car. Not nearly as much stuff as we had to do last time for the last drift event, which totally failed. So today I'm really going to try and focus on getting the oil catch can on. That's one of the things that I really would like to do because I'm like 99% sure that that is definitely required to drift OSW if you have a modified intake. Now, not really too sure about that because technically I don't have a modified intake. It's a completely factory SR20 intake. However, it's not the motor that came in the vehicle originally, and on top of that it's got the upgraded turbo with the aftermarket intercooler and everything. So yeah, maybe it is a modified intake now that I think about it. Either way, so we're gonna just go ahead and try and get that oil catch can on because it is required. I'm gonna try and knock out, if you remember from my last video, this tire rubs way back here in the back wall right there whenever I'm at full lock. So we're gonna try and get that hammered out so I don't rub there anymore. And if we have time, I would like to try and get a third exhaust bolt in my right where my turbo elbow goes down to the down pipe. There's 3 bolts right there, and I got 2 of them in when I was doing the coolant lines and I had the manifold off, and the last one kind of crossed on me, so I just kind of got it in there as best I could. And as soon as I fired the car up after that, you could hear like a really nasty exhaust leak. So I'd like to try and get that exhaust leak fixed to see if my wideband numbers read any different. So that's about all I can think of right now that we have to get done for this weekend. But I'm sure as I start working on it, I'm going to find a couple more little things to do. But as for now, I'm going to try and jack the car up and get started on hammering out this wheel well.
Aside from my soul, there goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight from my soul.
No more rubbing. I even managed to bang my knuckle right on the brake rotor. That didn't feel too good. Alright, time for Mike's quick pro tip. Whenever you take off a wheel, make sure you leave the tools you used to take the wheel off on the ground by the wheel. So that way, when you drop the car back down and you're doing your cleanup, you remember to tighten the lug nuts on that wheel after you drop the car. Because the last thing you want to do is go out for a test drive as soon as you get done working on your car doing things, and all of a sudden your wheel goes off and flying down the side of the highway. That was it. That's my pro tip. Alright, since I already have the car up in the air, I'm just going to go ahead and lay it down onto this side and see if I can remove that bolt that I cross-threaded into the exhaust and just see if I can slip in a replacement bolt really quick. Alright, so this was the bolt that I had stripped out in there, and as you can see by this black right here, I was definitely getting an exhaust leak coming out right about there. Alright, exhaust leak is fixed. I'm super stoked at how smooth all of this is going, and I know I probably just jinxed it, but this is one of the smoothest working on the cars I've ever had, where I just knock things out back to back. Everything works fine, all the bolts line up, I never grab a wrong size wrench. It was just, everything is going really well so far. I'm gonna drop the car down and we're gonna look in the bay and see where we can hook up this oil catch can, and hopefully that should be smooth sailing as well.
I think it's all angels just walk by. There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight.
Alrighty, so it's getting dark. I hope you can still see me. I don't know if that's too bright. I feel like I probably look weird right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and try and get this catch can on. Essentially what I think I'm gonna do is just mount it kind of in the standard SR20 mounting spot for the catch cans, which is like right back here. Which is like right back here. There's these two bolt holes. And I'm not sure how other catch cans come, if they have better brackets or whatnot, but mine, and it came with this little bracket that I just kind of bolted onto the back of here and bent it. So I'll be able to adjust it with the tube side up and just put it right on that mounting location back there. And then I'll be able to run the tubing across the engine bay into the intake and whatnot. And sorry it's so dark right now. I really try to do most of my shooting out during the day, so that way I don't have to try and deal with moving lights around just to show you guys things. But sorry about the lighting in this video. I appreciate the cooperation. I promise you guys, not every single one of my videos is gonna be this crappy little dark lit. I try and keep it as high quality as possible when I'm showing you guys how to do things and pointing out things, so that way nobody gets confused or anything in the videos. So I apologize again for the lighting, that it's dark, but I live in an apartment and I don't have a big fancy shop with all kinds of fluorescent overhead lighting. So maybe one day, 3 years, maybe 3-4 years, mark my words, I'm gonna glorious shop. All my friends, it's gonna be fantastic. We're gonna have adventures together. It's gonna be great. Until then, you should go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we're gonna go ahead and get this catch can mounted up. All right, this is it. This is how we're gonna have to do these. Hope it looks okay. You know what? It kind of feels like a nice fancy camera flash that you would attach on the top of a camera when I hold it up here like this. I hope it looks good on the video, because I can't see anything with this light blinding me. But the two holes that I showed you that are right on that passenger side strut tower, I'm sure I could probably go out and get a bolt to fit in those holes to hold the bracket up, but I don't feel like doing that because I have an assorted bolt thing. And I'm just going to go ahead and drill the holes out to a bigger size and put the bolt through and put a nut on the back and just tighten them down that way, so I don't have to go to the store and buy new hardware.
I think a fall angel just walked by. I think a fall angel just walked by. I think a fall angel just walked by. There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight.
Hey guys, it's Future Mike. So since I couldn't get the hoses on from the catch can tonight, I just went ahead and did it the next day, and I just cut the footage and put it back right here so logically it would make sense. So don't be confused as to why nighttime went to daytime and then we're going back to night. I just put the footage. I didn't have time, and I'm going to explain that soon probably. So here's how you hook up the hoses. Alright, so let's get these catch can hoses installed. Alright, so I'm not sure if there's a specific inlet and outlet for each one of these. There's nothing marked on my catch can. So I'm just going to go ahead and route one of these to the crankcase and one of them down to the intake. And I mean, worst case scenario, if I hook them up backwards, the worst I could do is just not catch oil, pretty sure. If anybody knows particularly if they're supposed to be, you know, the left one should go to the intake or the right one should go to the intake, just leave me a comment down below. I just did some research, and a lot of people I've seen have their right one. This one, if you're looking at it from the front, hooked up to the valve cover here, and then the right one, if you're looking at it from the front down to the intake down here. So essentially what you're going to want from your oil catch can is we're going to have a hose that comes off here, and I'm just going to try and route it nice and neat around the valve cover, and it's going to go onto the front of the T right here. And then your other one is going to route off, and I'm going to again try and make it look kind of pretty, and it's going to come out, and essentially it's just going to go right into the other end of this, which should be right down there, right on your big rubber intake tube. You'll see where it hooks up right down there. So essentially, you're going to just be putting your catch can right in line with this. You're just taking this out and routing it from here to the catch can and then right back to where this originally routes to. And this is why we're installing a catch can, just because I just pulled off that factory hose that ran from the valve cover down to the inlet. And I don't know if you could see it, but it was just spitting oil literally right into the mouth of the turbo. And here it is, essentially, that's the finished product. I got my hose that runs up and through and right to the front T here on the ventilation, and then this one that runs up and just goes right down to where it was hooked up to previously. All I gotta do is just get some zip ties to try and clean these up as best as I can. I gotta admit, it does kind of make the engine bay look a little ugly. It's gonna work for now just for this event, so I have it installed, but eventually I think one day I'd like to get some nicer hoses, maybe some like red hoses or some clear hoses, just something that would look a bit nicer so I don't just have this big black ugly heater hose laying across my valve cover. But for now, it looks fine. This is normally where I would end the video, but in this case, we just got all the work done, and after editing the last video, just trying to put together all these cool clips of cruising and actually getting to watch myself drift on video for the first time was really kind of cool for me, because I've always done it, but I've never got to like watch. I've never filmed myself drifting before, so it was kind of a cool experience for me, and I kind of want to go out and drive a little bit. So I'm going to just go out and take it for a quick test drive, check the exhaust leak, check the tire rub. No promises on if we're going to do donuts. We're probably maybe going to do donuts, but I'm not trying to go to jail. But anyways, let's go for a ride. Personally, I feel like I could still hear that exhaust leak a little bit, but we tried our best. Alright guys, so we are back. What an awesome car. That thing is so much fun to drive. I'm super stoked to be able to drift it. All the rubbing issues were gone. I made sure to test it at full lock. So essentially, drift event this weekend. Car is in great shape. We got the trailer, we got all the issues fixed. It's been running good. One of our front tires is leaking a little bit of air, but it takes about a week for the air to leak out, I found out. So as long as we fill them up right before the event and keep monitoring them at the event, that should be fine. That shouldn't be an issue. And hopefully for the next event, we'll have the new STRs on that you guys have seen with the 5-lug conversion hubs. I keep getting off topic trying to talk about things that I haven't done to the car yet that I'm really waiting to do. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. That's going to do it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. I would super appreciate it if you could leave me a like down below just to let me know that you guys are really liking what I'm doing. Don't forget too, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all my videos, as the next video will be me drifting finally. And leave me a comment too. I reply to everybody, so if you have any questions or you just want to say, hey, I love your vids. And until next time guys, I guess that's going to do it. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video.